Crafty B, Maker Things. Today I want to talk about sharpening your drill bits with a pair of nuts. Big nuts right there glued together. That is the gauge that I use to restore the point back on any size drill bit. Big drill bits, little drill bits, everything in between. If the point of this drill bit gets destroyed and you don't know how to get it back, the nut gauge works fantastic. Do it on a belt sander. I'll show it done on this beautifully restored Craftsman bench grinder. And if you're out in the field, you can even do it with a hand grinder, and it works really good.
So I have the cutting lip. Cutting lip is actually the technical trade name, not the cutting edge, but we're going to call it the lip or the edge. I line that up horizontally on the belt sander that I'm using right here, and then I just touch and walk it up the belt. Just like so. It's just kind of showing the angles. And walk it up, and by walking it up, it will automatically put that relief angle that is so important on that drill bit. Walk it up. I'm checking it with the nut gauge to check my point. Looks pretty good. Here's a close-up, touch, let it do its grinding, and then roll it up. Now if your point is completely destroyed, I would work it in with the nut gauge and then come back and kind of start putting that relief angle in, but most of the time you have somewhat of a point that you're trying to restore. So now we're going to hop on over to a pedestal bench grinder. There's the nut gauge, checking the point. That's off by quite a bit. Same process as the belt sander. Come in with that cutting lip, horizontal, and just roll it up. And if your angle is off, it's still going to cut. It's just that the nut gauge gets you pretty close to how it was ground from the factory. See, that's got just a little nick in the cutting lip. I would probably touch that up a little bit more before I would use it. Now we're going to jump over to the hand grinder. A pair of vice grips to hold the on switch. This one's a little different because the wheel is actually in a horizontal position, but it's the same thing. You're going to come in and roll it. This would be if you didn't have a bench grinder or a belt sander, but it'll still work just fine. Just a different feel and different process. Touch and roll it around. Let's take a look at it. Not too bad.
So this video is to just get you back drilling that hole so you don't have a lot of downtime. That is all I'm trying to do. You have to restore the cutting edge on a drill bit. That is what's going to make it cut. If you're drilling along and it stops drilling and it's squealing in the hole, just stop because it is done. And you go to the bench grinder, belt sander, hand grinder, come in and just touch that. Now this one's never been used, it's never been sharpened, but I'm going to show you in 4 passes I can make this drill bit look exactly the same and get it back cutting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. You just have to restore this edge. It is like a knife in your kitchen. Once they get dull, they stop cutting. It's just like the same thing with a drill bit. Once it gets just the slightest amount dull, it's game over. You might as well stop. So there it is, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't change any angles. I just touched up the edge. And 90% of the time, that's all you need to do to get that drill bit back in service, is just touch that edge up. You've got the double nut gauge if your angles get off, and it's just trial and error. It's going to take a little bit of practice, and you have to, get your angles just right. But I'm telling you, it'll save you a lot of money in buying drill bits, and it gets you back to work. This video is almost done. In a summary on sharpening your drill bit, 3 things that I want to cover quickly. Make that cutting edge as sharp as you can get it, like a knife, like a sharp knife. Secondly, your relief angle needs to be, the cutting edge needs to be at the highest point of this drill bit. If the cutting edge is rolled over slightly, it won't touch. It will just hit the high point and it won't drill. Lastly, the cutting edges right here need to be close to the same length. If they're off a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything. It's still going to drill. It just might drill a little bit big. And you can use the double nut gauge to kind of keep an eye on that. As far as speeds to run your drill bits, if you're using tiny little drills, you can spin them really fast, but then the medium-sized 1/4, 3/8, 5/16, that's probably half throttle on your hand drill. And these big boys, they're going to go really slow because heat will destroy the edge. If I were to put this in and spin it really fast, it would drill for about 4 seconds and then poof, it'd be all over. Anyway, I hope this gets you back drilling, get you back on that project. It's just a quick touch-up. There's nothing technical about what I'm trying to tell you. I've drilled tens of thousands of holes with this method. Thanks for riding along. Catch you in the next one.